Stitchy friends. We are Stitching Social. My name is Alison.
I'm Jen.
And today is Saturday, October 27th. It's been a while since we've done a video. This is just the first opportunity that we've had to be able to get together and film.
True.
So we're at my house today in a new spot. You are currently sitting on a Tim Hortons hot chocolate can. Very Canadian of us. So we're just going to jump right into it. We had a few questions on some of our last videos that Jennifer's going to read out, because if we didn't respond to you in the comments, we're going to answer now.
Yeah, so one of the things we mentioned in our last video, number 12, is that if you have questions, ask us, and it would be fun to answer them. I like seeing that on people's videos. So, Michelle L. wanted to know what is the name of the fabric that I did my Pomegranate Santa by Plum Street Sampler, or Plum Street, and it was a gift, very generous gift.
Stitchy gift. Stitchy kindness.
Stitchy kindness, very generous. And I do not know what it was, but I posted a picture of it on, I believe it was our Canadian site, like the Canadian cross stitch site.
You must have put it on your Instagram.
Or whether it be Instagram or I posted it somewhere saying, look, I finished this, and I will show you that today in this video. And I believe it's called Twilight Linen by Weeks Dye Works. It feels like a Weeks. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I had some very kind stitcher help me out to figure that out. And you can get that on 123 Stitch. I think I stitched it on 32 count. But I think you can buy 30 count on 123 Stitch. And Kim E. wanted to know, I won't say your last name, so I'm just going to say your first name, and I won't say how it appears, because, I don't know, people want that. So Kim E. wanted to know, when we buy our fabric and we don't have a specific pattern in mind, how much fabric do you buy? I guess she sees fabric, but she's worried that if she doesn't buy it, she might be disappointed.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, so what do you do?
Well, I have quite the fabric collection now. If I see something that's really yummy, that I really like, I'll usually buy it, depending on how the Alness sells it. So sometimes it's a fat quarter, sometimes it's
usually
by
a fat
the
quarter
meter, I'm not sure. Or sometimes it's the end of a roll, end of the bolt.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, well, how much this is. So it's depends on how much it is and what it's being sold as.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's lots of different factors. Like if it's hand dyed, I usually can't do 1/1 on it. So if it's just a natural type of linen, then I know that I can do a big project on it small. So it's kind of a long-winded answer.
I think that if I find fabric, I always look, and if I find fabric that I love the color, I don't have it, or I think it's different, unique, or in the count that I like, then I'll buy it if it's like a good price. But if it's really expensive for a piece that I'm not 100% sure about, I don't think I would. But and if it was an LNS fairly close to me, but if I'm traveling somewhere and I'm at a needlework shop, I'd be more inclined just to buy it because I know I'm not going to go back there. But
the problem is though, when you buy fabric, for me, when I buy fabric for not intended projects, I'm hesitant to use it. Because once it's used,
you might have a better one in the future that you can use it for. Yeah.
There's always, the grass is greener always.
I think for bigger projects, I like to take my pattern with me and go to the store and pick a big piece specific for that.
Yes.
So having said that, I've bought, there's no rhyme or reason. Really, it's just in the moment.
It just means that we have lots of fabric.
Most likely I do.
We have lots of fabric at home that we don't use. But when we have a project, we go buy fabric for it. Plus, then we buy fabric that we don't need. So we just have fabric problems.
Right, everybody's problems.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Kathleen G. wants to know what needlework shop do we shop at. And
so we live in Ontario, Canada, just outside of Toronto, between Toronto and Buffalo, if you will. So we only have two. We've got Gita's.
They're about an hour each.
Yeah, so there's
totally opposite directions.
That is closer to Toronto in the GTA, and that is a great shop. She just redid it, so
we went there recently.
We organized it.
Yeah.
And then the opposite direction, more west, is another shop called Stitch It Central, who is now located in London, Ontario.
Yeah.
So there's
which you've been to that shop since the new location, but I have not. So, other than that, those are the local needle workshops. I have bought things on 123 Stitch, and I've been burned with customs.
See, I've only done one order on 123, and
the first order was fine. The second order, I got really burned. Like, I think I paid like $18 Canadian for customs for just like a fee, and I already paid $15 for shipping. So you live and you learn. But
you know what? We have 2 local LNSs, which is more than what
and
a lot of people
both shop
can say.
will, if we call them, will send us something. And honestly, right now we have enough stuff. We don't need to buy anything. Although we just went to the shop. Okay, moving right along. Dawn B wants also to know what fabric we use for the Santa, the Pomegranate Santa from Plum Street. And again, that's Twilight Linen. You can buy it on 123 Stitch. I'm looking for it because I would prefer not to buy it on 123 Stitch. So going back to our other question about fabric, I'm looking for some Twilight.
Just because you like
Weeks. I love it. Yeah. So, and then Annette T. What are our names? Where do you live? And are you related? Are we related?
Yes, we are.
We
are sisters. Who do you think is older?
Somebody asked us at the New Jersey. Was it Kim?
No, she's
somebody at the somebody at the New Jersey.
Kim
retreat.
From Crafty Kim. She got the oldest and the youngest flipped her out.
And then somebody else did in New Jersey.
Oh.
I didn't tell you that. I'll tell you later what they thought. Anyways,
no,
we're sisters. We're 2 years apart. I'm older. I'm 2 years older, and
we're Canadian.
We said our names at the beginning of the video, and we're Canadian. We live in Ontario,
which is very cold and rainy today.
Yeah, it's miserable. It's been raining all night, all day, and all her leaves fell again after.
Yes, my husband he raked them all yesterday. Although we have some trees, I don't know what they're called, but they have these they're pods.
Oh yeah, those
that
little
drop.
Little
they look like banana peels, and they're brown. For whatever reason, they did not come this year. We had no pots, and we've got like 3 trees, and in our neighborhood, they were all planted at the same time. So I'm sure there is a legitimate reason why there is no pods from these trees.
You'll find out your ground's toxic or something like that.
Hey, if it gets rid of the pods.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be there in the middle of the winter and you'll find them. And then the neighbor behind us didn't rake up theirs last year, so there's real problems. So anyway, we are going to jump into our finishes. I have no finishes because I am working on some big suckers. So this is going to be
plus we've been busy and you've been working. I don't know what happened to me. I think I've lost my mind or something because I'm a little embarrassed about how much I've done.
Well, don't be embarrassed.
Conscious,
Keep going.
Okay. So let me just show you the Plum Street sampler because that's been the longest thing. In the last video I showed you, I was almost done it. And this time, can you see? Yeah, you can't see in front of me. That's okay. That's good.
You as in them?
Yeah, those people. Okay. Sorry, we have so much stuff to show you. I've got piles.
In the meantime, while she gets ready, here's one of my pumpkins.
It is so odd shape. Where'd you buy that?
Continue getting ready.
I'm ready.
I went to a farm last weekend, and I like weirdly shaped pumpkins. Did you see the pumpkin?
It doesn't look as weird on the camera.
No, it looks actually perfectly normal. I like little tiny pumpkins.
It's very.
But I got 3 outside, and you can tell which one I picked and which.
Did you pick the one at the bottom?
Yeah, because it's like
the wonky one.
Yeah, I like wonky pumpkins.
You don't carve yours, right? I would prefer not to, but okay. So this is Pomegranate Santa by Plum Street Samplers. There it is there. Hope you guys can hear us okay. We're filming on an iPad. Like, we're not fancy here.
Turn the volume up.
Yeah, turn your...
Is that rude to say?
No. So, it's done. And here it is. And this is the...
coming up pretty true.
This is Weeks Dye Works. I'm pretty sure it's Weeks Dye Works Twilight Linen.
Because a stitcher helped you identify it, right?
Yes. We had a couple people ask, like I said in the beginning of the video, and there you go. And I used all the classic Colorworks floss, and I absolutely love Classic Colorworks. I want to stitch with them all the time because I feel like the picture, I think I said this in the other video, the picture and what it looks like, I'm very happy with. And we've all had those pieces where we're not 100% happy with maybe the color, like dye lots, whatever. We all know this, but I'm just really happy with the way it turned out. And I'm going to frame this. So.
Have you found a frame yet?
No, I think I'm going to get it professionally framed when I win the lottery.
Well, why don't you get it done for this year?
Like I said, when I win the lottery. Oh, that has to happen first.
I'm still waiting.
So then I went, yeah, I'm still waiting too. So then after I finished that, I showed a pattern in our last video. I believe it was our last video that, I'm just looking down at, sorry, I'm looking down at all my stuff that you can't see. And I'm kind of glad you can't because it's disorganized. But, I showed this pattern, Lizzie Kate Seasons.
Part of your haul.
Part of my haul.
Last video.
And I had a girl, I had, I think she goes by Liz, but her name's Elizabeth. And she's, what's her Instagram name? Lizzie Knits. And I'll link her below if you want to follow her. She's got some really nice stuff. So she contacted me and said, hey, when you're ready to start that, I've got it too, we'll start it. So, like, I think that night after I think I talked to her and she said, okay, well, whenever you're ready, let me know. And I'm like, well, I'm ready. Like, I went downstairs, I kitted it up. I didn't have the called for floss, right? And like, look at the, like, of course they call for all kinds of weeks dye works. And I have so many specialty floss because
like my dog.
I have just an abundance, right? So I just went through, which was very time consuming actually. I went through and picked all of the,
floss you wanted.
all the floss that I wanted. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like it's like a Monday. Okay. Now, I'll tell you in a second about the one pillow that I did. So I started off by doing the autumn, obviously, because that was the next season that came up. And guys, like, I started it and finished it. And Liz, I don't know if where you're at, but like, I've got one more to do. So anyways, so I got autumn done. And I filled it with crushed walnuts. And I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And this linen was also a gift. And it's kind of like a reddy wine color almost. And I'm pretty sure it's Weeks. I'm almost 100% positive it's Weeks. And I believe you can get it on 123 Stitch. It's called Aztec Red. So if you're interested in this, Aztec Red. And it says autumn down the side of it. And I changed the color of the leaves. And I changed, I think, a color in the pencil. 100%. If anybody would like to do my colors, I'd be happy to share them. Just let me know.
So you wrote them down?
Yep. I kept track of them all because just in case I wanted to keep track if I wanted to stitch it again or I don't know, whatever. I kept track of that. So I did that one and I'm like, oh, they're so much fun. So I decided, then I'm like, I'm going to do the summer. But the summer pattern, I'll show you this. I'm trying to talk fast because we've got so much.
Fast. You good.
Okay, so there's summer. And it's just so adorable. I love like every single the little lighthouse and the whale and the strawberry and the watermelon. But the flag, like I'm not American, right? We're Canadian. So I thought, oh, I know that Lizzie Kate has a Canadian flag. So I went onto their website and the pattern Land That I Love, has a Canadian flag conversion. And so it was a little bit bigger than the American flag on this one. And I wasn't willing to change the size of it.
Do you, international stitchers, do you have the same problem like when you're in like overseas, Europe? Do you have the same problem trying to switch out flags?
I'm going to do it. Oh, I thought I pulled a thread on that. Oh my God. I think I'm going to do it more often because it was really easy to find the conversion. And
why don't you do one? I mean, our flag is pretty basic.
Right. That's true. We don't have, it's not very complicated, but
I mean, we're not as basic as the Japanese flag, for example, but there's other countries that are...
Look, I filled it with crushed walnuts, did the same thing. I don't know what linen this is, so I hope nobody asks me. I have no idea what linen this is. I don't know.
It's generic.
And it's just like a really cute batik on the back, red.
Can I
Oh, look at the Canadian flag and the watermelon. I had to shrink the watermelon, obviously, because the flag was too big. But if anybody wants to know what I used, let me know. What were you gonna ask?
Why is there a pencil in autumn?
Because school starts in September.
I guess that's autumn.
I love everything about it. I can explain every motif. So, I think it's really cute. And I'm really super proud. Like, next summer comes, I've got something to put out. Like,
I like the crushed
I'm
walnuts.
feeling so
effect.
productive, yeah.
Sometimes when you're stuffing with the...
Don't buy the expensive crushed walnuts. Go and get the reptile sand at a pet store.
Yeah.
Because you can get a big bag of it, and it's super cheap.
With
Same
the fiberfill, when you're shredding it, you get kind of sick of it doing it, and so you don't fill it. I don't fill it as much as I would want it filled sometimes, because I just want it done.
So then I'm like, why stop at summer? Like, winter's on its way, and it feels really like it now. So I'm going to do winter. So I did the full conversion of the colors. I pulled all my colors, and each one I did got a little bit faster for pulling the colors. And here's winter. Oh, look at that little letter. Can you see the letter? The little heart.
Oh, it's a letter to Santa?
Well, Valentine's Day is kind of in the winter, February. Oh. Candy canes, the moose, the little poinsettias, which don't really look like poinsettias, but whatever. And the stocking. Oh, I really love it. And then I put really cute poinsettia fabric on the back that I just got at Fabricland. I had it in my stash. And because I use crushed walnuts too, I just wanted to mention that I wanted to use a fusible interfacing behind. I didn't have it. So I'm like, when I do something, I want to just do it right away. There's no I have to wait for the right thing. So I took...
Impulse control.
Yeah, impulse control. So I took batting, cotton batting that was fusible that you would put in for a small wall hanging or whatnot. And I used that, and it actually made it really helped give it a little bit more support. I didn't want the walnuts coming through. So yeah, so I still have to do the spring one, and it's not that I don't want to do the spring one, it's just I really burned myself out. So spring is gonna happen. Now that I'm looking at it, I might want to start it really soon. These are so small and so quick. Like, oh, I love them. And I totally would have used the called for floss had I had the called for floss, but I just thought I'll use what I have. I can do it. So, and again, if anybody wants to know, I wrote everything down and what I used, so. And, okay, then after that, I thought I need to stitch something.
I had to feed my dog. He was whining.
I said I want to, did I bring that pattern? I want to stitch something for my daughter. Because my daughter, I've talked about her before, she's 3.5 now. And we signed her up for dance. And that was a huge bust. That lasted that was very temporary.
Live and learn.
Yeah, this has all happened since the video. So I signed her up for dance, and she was all enthusiastic about it. And
loved the outfits. My kind of girl.
All about the fashion. Loved the outfits. Like, all about the gear. All about the, practicing in the hallway before going. But, major all about the crying when we got there. And it was just, ongoing and terrible experience. So, but before I knew that dance wasn't her thing, I thought dance is her thing. So I bought some dance patterns, and this is one of the patterns that I bought. And it's Country Cottage Kids by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Little Ballerinas. And I bought it for $5 on clearance. And I bought this just because she's a real girly girl. I didn't know that I was going to put her in dance when I bought it. But I just thought it was really cute, and for $5, how could I not, right? So that's what I did, and I'm just holding it up there a few minutes longer so you can see, because I totally changed it. I didn't do the border. Sorry, oh, I almost fell. I didn't do the border. I changed some of the hairstyles. Obviously, her name is a lot longer, so I had to raise it up so it's not sitting perfectly on the line. And I don't know what fabric I stitched this on, because this was...
It's like a minty color.
Yeah.
We're at my kitchen island, so
yeah,
we're higher.
Her name's Adriana. And she's in the middle there. I changed it to kind of represent her. And she had a blue skirt. So I don't know if you can see it, but I put some Kreinik in it. And she helped me pick the Kreinik. and I changed her hair. It was braids, and I just changed it to little wispies. So I did that, and I think it was kind of like I really forced myself to finish this, because by the time I think the first day she started dance, I created this up. I'm like, she's a dancer. I'm gonna, I'm gonna kit this up and start it and finish it for Christmas. She's gonna love this Christmas present. Anyway, so it was kind of a sore spot working on it, because I knew the dance wasn't her thing, and
no.
Dog wants to go out. Okay, so there was that. So I finished that. Not fully finished, but whatever. I don't know even how I'm gonna finish it. We'll see. Then I was urgently wanting to start something, so I started a Mill Hill kit that was gifted to me. There it is there. And it was sent to me with all the beads, all the thread, everything, and I love stitching on Mill Hill kits.
You've been saying.
I really like it. It comes with everything. Now, sorting out the floss, with kits is a little bit tedious.
Because it's hard to know.
Be patient.
Light green, green, dark green, medium dark green.
Uh-huh. And then sorting them out, there was too many colors in this to put them all on those fancy keys, those wooden things, or plastic things where you loop the floss. Mm-hmm. Too complicated. So I put them in bags. And it was so portable, and I love it. It's fully finished. So I really debated putting this in a frame, and then I decided I'm not putting it in a frame.
Oh, I love that.
Because I want to be able to store this really easy, because, when it's not fall, I'll be putting this away. So what I did was I glued it with Aleene's fabric craft glue with a piece onto a piece of Weeks Dye Works.
That's what you won
wool.
From the
I won this in New Jersey. Yeah. In the round.
So Arlene, she's used it.
I'm using it. And it goes really perfect.
You just whip
it's kind of
around?
and I just whip stitched it around with Valdani. I don't know which Valdani I used. It was like a variegated Valdani. And it was like thick, like a pearl cotton. And I really am happy with the way it turned out. Like, I let it dry for a couple of days. And how
did you make it so that
I put the date at the back, like kind of like
the glue didn't seep through
but
the holes of the perforated paper?
That's a good question. Luck?
Because that would be my concern.
No, I didn't put a lot of glue. I knew it was going to whip stitch it. It was just a little bit. And I put it, okay, at the back of this, the backs of my things aren't very neat and tidy and put together, right? So they're kind of, and with Mill Hill kits, it's pretty much full coverage. So there was a lot of floss on the back. And so so that kind of held it and protected.
So you only put it where the threads were.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So that the edges were kind of loose, and I lightly trimmed around the square. I didn't trim the paper. That's the size I worked on. I really enjoyed this Mill Hill kit, and I look forward to stitching another one.
You were gushing so much about it that I bought a Halloween one.
Yeah.
Even though I hated the perforated
I love the colors, I love the beads, and I really like the paper. I actually have some paper that I might stitch some other stuff on one day when I have 1,000,000 hours more. Okay, so then I did that. Guys, I'm really.
Well, our last video was in August. So.
Yeah. So then I had an ink circles pattern. This one, and I got this for $5. Ink circles, See No Evil, Tombstone Monkeys, and I was eyeing this up at the shop for so long before I finally pulled the trigger on it, because it's not really my style, but I really like those little monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And I thought, they're cool. And finally for $5, I just bought it, right? And I just thought, oh, this would be so cool just to put out for a couple of weeks, right? For Halloween. Well, I haven't fully finished it, but it's finished.
Well, you don't have unlimited time.
Right. And to be honest, I find more joy in the stitching. The finishing is, I like enjoying the stuff, but I really have to be on a roll. Okay. I don't know what fabric this is. I'm on a roll with not knowing which fabric this is. I'm pretty sure it's a Weeks of some sort, and it's kind of like an avocado-y color. Can you guys see the tombstone words? Like, can you see them? Because I don't know if I need to go and back stitch them. I used all the called for floss, and obviously with the fabric that I chose, I don't know. I think I need to go and back stitch them. What do you guys think? Should I go and back stitch them? I have to read to you what they say, because to me it looks backwards, but you guys are seeing it.
Lucy Odell, she saw too much. That's the C nozzle.
This one.
Cornelius did hear too much. And
Blaze.
Is that Blaze?
Which is this one.
Held not his tongue, but I don't know what the second word is.
Blaze Abil is his name.
That's his name?
Yeah. Held not his tongue. I don't know. Should I backstitch them, or should I just finish this puppy? Like, I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't read that.
Yeah, I can't read it at all.
I think she needs to backstitch them. Maybe in the brown.
Yeah, in the brown?
Mm-hmm. Well, black would look too stark.
Oh yeah, maybe the brown that I used around the tombstones.
Yeah, I can't read that. I can't even read them very much off of here. You need to backstitch that puppy. I'll take like...
I used all the called for floss. For some reason, it just didn't pop. I really do. I hate backstitching. Our friend Kim, she knows this.
I like backstitching. I don't mind it. I think it brings out definition.
Well, it's time consuming. Okay.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got. Sorry. Don't have enough. So.
Okay. Those are your finishes. That's good. Well, I have no finishes because I have been working on big...
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because, well, I have none.
I have been working on bigger projects. I was just sitting here thinking, I wonder if I've shown my Cinderella lately.
Well, are we doing whips right now?
Yeah.
I thought we were doing that in our next video.
Well, what are we... Yeah, no, we're doing whips now.
Oh, okay.
What else would we do?
I don't know. I packed mine up. I'm not organized for that. I
Finishes
wrote that down.
Whips.
I wrote whips
She wrote it down.
Well,
We're doing whips. I got 2. I only have 2. Okay. So
I'll let you go first then, because I stole the show here.
Yes. So my first whip, I remember showing it on our last video, our Flosstube number 12.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is Nightmare by the Courtney Collection. And I can't remember how far I was last time I showed it, and we're not savvy enough to insert pictures.
Yeah, that is so savvy to be like up there in the corner. Like, how do you do that?
Insert this now.
Yeah, like that's why if you can't hear us, you really have to turn your volume up because we really don't have any idea.
Well, I think we were really talking a lot, loud, and I don't think they're gonna have to speed you.
Oh,
so I have to stand up.
sorry, get my face out of the way.
This is my progress. So I am almost. Can I say I'm almost done?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yes. Oh, look at that linen. It looks so good.
Yeah. So
Every time you hold it up, every time we've shown this on a video, I think, are you holding it the right way? Because I always think...
Yeah, she scared me about, ooh, is that going to fit?
Well, it's not on purpose.
My
I don't mean to
fear.
scare you on purpose, but accidentally scare you.
And this was on hand-dyed joblin in Twilight Mist, and it is 28 count. So this is my progress. So you can
Smells good.
Thanks. You can kind of see the bottom face, and you can kind of see the top face. So I really enjoyed working on this, and I have become to really love one-color projects because
You love them?
Yeah.
I'm okay without them.
No, I really like them because they're easy, portable. I often stitch on my lunch at work, so it's easy not to fiddle with anything because you only have so much time on your lunch. And I can't tell you how many skeins of this color, which is $9.39, that I'm doing it on. So I don't know, not to toot my own horn, but I'm thinking this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it. So that was what I was working on for the majority of I'm trying to think. August was our last video. What else I've been stitching on? I had my primitive hair fairy tales. The Cinderella. I have done that, but then I went back to this one.
It's hard to remember it when it's been so long.
It's hard. And the way I work on projects is that bigger projects, I signify a time to break when I'm done a page, or if it's like Santa's Village, for example, and I finished one of a series.
One of the yeah.
Yeah. Then I signify that as, okay, now do I want to do another page, or do I want to try something new? And that leads me to my second WIP, because it's October, and you know what that means. But first, I want to show you that, well, I'm doing Hawk Run Hollow. So it is the Hawk Run Hollow Sal. I am doing Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And it's very satisfying to me that I've enabled quite a few people to purchase this and start this as well.
That's good. I love that.
The hashtag on...
Yeah, what is the hashtag?
The hashtag, yeah, so you can put it in the bottom. H for Hawk, R for Run, H for Hollow. Hawk Run Hollow 2018, I think. Or it might be 1/8. We'll find out and we'll put it below. I know Amylovestoads, I think, is one of the co-starters. I'm not really sure exactly.
I really like your blush today.
Oh, well, thank you. I just put makeup on because I didn't have any.
Cheekbones look fabulous.
Well, thank you. And so join that Sal. It's any Hawk Run Hollow. There's a whole bunch of them. I personally like this. I would like a year at Hawk Run Hollow too. And houses.
I like map. I like everyone, and I almost wanted to do this, and I looked and looked and looked, and I was like, oh, I can't buy from 1, 2, 3 Stitch.
Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. The map is good, but I don't think I would enjoy doing the eagle.
I kind of like doing the map. I think I would like doing the map and the farms of Hawk Run Hollow.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's the one I was trying to think of. That's the one I like.
So,
in anticipation, because I bought this, oopsies, I bought this on our trip. Well, I'm like, well, I need to have a Halloween project bag. So I ordered a custom bag from Blue Door Studio Co.
On Etsy.
Check her out. She is Canadian, and she's got the vinyl front. Look at those witches. Isn't that so nice?
That's so cute. Look at the stars on the back.
And on the
back.
That is
so Halloween.
So I just asked, I wanted a Halloween bag.
Because you always have a Halloween project. So when you finish this...
Christmas and Halloween. So now I need to
switch it out. Yeah.
Yes, now I need a Halloween bag. And she actually had 2 of them, and a girl from our stitching group bought the second one. So anyway, without further ado, this is my progress.
Insane progress. These are like full coverage blocks.
So
look at the little monster there.
We started on...
look at the eyes.
Yeah, she hasn't seen this lately.
Oh.
We started on October 1st.
And Amy, there's a toad. There's a toad.
Yes. So I'm doing this on the called for fabric, Legacy by Picture This Plus. I think it's 32 count, but I don't know, maybe even 28.
You bought it specifically for this, so it's the right size and everything. Look at your margins. Yeah. That's perfect.
So I'm starting in the bottom right.
Now, why did you start in the bottom right?
Because I wanted to start in a corner. Because
I
didn't want to do the one. No, I just saw a lot of people starting in the top left.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start in a different way. And because of the fabric and the way I hold, it's harder. I'm right-handed, so it's harder to stitch in this area compared to this area. So I'm like, okay, well, it's a brand new project. I'm excited about it. I'll start here.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
And then by the time I get going. So I finished these 2 blocks. I don't know. Maybe I'll go up. This one's a really cool block. I don't know.
They're all really nice. I love the colors. I love the colors more on yours than the picture. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the linen, the piece you got looks. I don't know. It looks so good.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. It's going to be big.
I love pieces like this with lots of blocks. So I don't know why I didn't buy this, but anyway.
Like, look how big this fabric is. It's wrinkled.
That's okay.
I was intending to stitch, and I need you to serge this.
Oh. Oh yeah, I'll serge it.
Like we said in previous videos, have a friend with a serger. So it's really fun. I know that lots of people are doing the SAL. I love seeing pictures of it, and I love that everyone started in different areas, which is really cool to see because you're stitching on it, but seeing someone else's project is exciting as well.
I think that would give me an anxiety attack starting in the center. In the center?
Why?
Well, just in case it's off.
I mean, when I buy fabric for a specific project, I do try to go up further than just 3 inches on every side.
Yeah. Well.
So I think those are my only 2 WIPs. I may have to stitch a little bit more on my Cinderella, but I got tired of the full coverage of her dress. That's about it. So I had done 0 stitching this week. I've been reading. And work is really busy, so I'd like to skip back, but I've been shopping. I have been doing that.
Yes, we've been doing that. Maybe too much.
So, because we haven't filmed in such a long time, we knew that we were going to have a lot of things to cover. So, what we've decided to do is we're going to do a portion of it now, and then we may even change locations depending on if my husband's coming home. And then we'll do more, and then that's that. So those are my only.
Oh yeah, I have to show you my WIPs.
We're at 36 minutes. So let's see yours.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything that you've been stitching on lately.
Okay, remember. Let's start with the biggest. I'm not going to go in any specific order, but here's the very biggest thing that I'm tackling. Remember in our last video, I said I really want. And I really mean this. I've never, besides the New Jersey retreat, like stitching a small and giving that away, I've never given a piece of cross stitch away. I've stitched something for my daughter, but that's in my home, right? And I see it every day. But I really want to stitch something for other people. So this year, I challenged myself. I said, I'm going to stitch something this year for somebody else as a present. And I'm, so I kind of got I was telling my husband this, that I wanted to like challenge myself. So I was telling why are you laughing?
Because last Christmas.
He's laughing at me.
Last Christmas, you bought a specific project for a specific person. Yeah. You stitched it, you loved it, you kept it. Yeah. So this project you bought for a specific person, and you're stitching it, you're loving it, you may keep it. So that's why I'm laughing.
I don't believe her.
But you know what? I have the same ambitions though, because I want to stitch this for this person, this for that person.
But you haven't started it. Guess who started it? Me.
I'm not going to be able to start anything until December, and then I also have a commission piece I'm working on. So I need to win the lottery.
Yeah, number one.
And need
a lot follows after that.
Yeah.
So
get a maid.
Oh yeah, I'd hire a maid if I won the lottery. Yeah, forget cleaning anymore.
Yeah, my husband complains too much.
Okay, so I said to my husband, he heard me talking about this, right? I was telling him, I'd really like to be one of those stitchers. There's so many stitchers out there that this is the time of year they start stitching.
Stitch for other people.
Right. And so my husband's like, well, you could, remember I told the story? He's like, you could stitch something. I could buy you something for Christmas and you could stitch it for me. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's my Christmas gift.
Yes. Oh, how was the chatelaine process? Is he still thinking?
We're not going to talk about that because I kiboshed that. Well, no.
Sounds like a story there.
Okay, let's go back.
I want to know.
Let's talk about the chatelaine.
So to recap, she was saying that her husband offered maybe to buy her a chatelaine. Props for knowing what a chatelaine was.
And knowing where to buy it.
And props for offering. Like, that's nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. Mm-hmm. So he said, buy a chatelaine. He wants to buy me like Egypt Garden or something like that. I would love to stitch a chatelaine, but I'm intimidated because I don't want to stitch a PDF version. I want to stitch on paper like I do with all my other stuff. Paper. But I've heard feedback that you really need to stitch it on electronic version.
So that you can zoom in?
Because the back stitching and all the specialty stitches and everything like that.
Buy both. Is that excessive?
Yeah, that's kind of excessive. A little bit. A little bit. I think it's excessive considering I've never stitched a chatelaine. Like, there are small chatelaines. Like, why can't I start small, right? You see the theme? So...
Why couldn't designers... I'm not a designer. But why couldn't... Because, you know, you can buy it PDF or you can buy it by paper. But why can't you sell it, buy a pattern that's in paper form, but then for a little bit more, you could also have a PDF version?
Oh, well, that's a good idea.
Why can't you do that?
I don't know.
So you're paying more, but not quite.
Well, the chatelaine charts is like a book. Like, they're really big.
Yeah, you need to, like, be able to buy them.
Yeah, like, they're really big, like, thick charts. Yeah, you do almost need to bind them and laminate them or whatever. I don't know. I know. I've never even stitched one, right? So anyway, so I kind of kiboshed that. And he's like, oh, you can do it. You can do it. You're a good stitcher. You can do it. So he was, like, motivating me, right? You can do it. So he said, and then he does stained glass on the side.
Very good.
And so he's making a massive piece and has been working on this for months for his parents for Christmas.
Oh, that's nice. Hope they don't watch our videos.
I hope not, because I'm about to show you what their Christmas present is, but...
Oh, good point.
That's okay.
Do they even know you make videos?
I don't know.
My in-laws watch this, I think.
So, yeah. So anyways, get to the point, right? You guys are like, get to the point. But the point is...
This is how our stitch nights work as well.
Right. The point is that my husband went to 123 Stitch and, like, found a slew of patterns that he liked and thought that his mom would like.
Non-chatelaines.
Non-chatelaines that he thought his mom would like. Well, of course he picks, like, these freaking massive
like
undertakings.
Coverage.
Like, well, some smaller ones. There was a good selection, but he was like, and you know, like, limited ability
for him for doing that.
Right. So I showed her, and I said, which ones do you like? Because I wanted to confirm.
Go to the source.
Anyways.
Commit.
So I ended up settling on a very massive pattern.
Is it that big?
It's big.
Although I'm used to big projects. It's big for me,
considering I couldn't even give the ornament away last year that I was going to... I was thinking of giving away.
Oh, you were thinking of giving it away. Wasn't it for sure?
Well, no. Guys, this is what I'm stitching. Autumn Quakers. Okay? I'm stitching this puppy.
How many pages is it?
It's 9 pages.
Oh, that's
9 sections.
That's nothing.
What do you mean that's nothing? Would you like to put some stitches in, Camille?
I think, well, let's not compare.
What? It's not too bad.
It's doable.
It's not too bad.
But when you have a deadline, it is difficult.
I'm every stitch I put in, I am so...
Are you stitching with love? Can I see the pattern?
I am stitching with love, I am stitching with Valdani, and I am loving the Valdani.
Which, circle back to one of our last winter videos, you said you would never do Valdani again. When you were doing
and I also
Hearts
said there was
of the
a
Kingdom.
story
No,
about
Hearts
that.
of the...
No. When did I say I would never stitch with Valdani again?
The hearts.
No, it was with baskets with Rosewood Manor. And I stitched a motif.
You did.
And I said I'll never. It's shredded. And anyways, I'm loving the stitching with Valdani. I'm using 28 count. I am using 28 count MCG textile linen that I got from Julie.
Listen to the name of the colors.
Or Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Sorry, Julie.
Chocolate brownie, aged wine, ripened plum, golden moss, toffee, like
terracotta.
Yum. Those are all food.
And what's really nice about this chart is that it's autumn now, fall, whatever you call it, and I get to stitch with all the fall colors, but it's a Christmas present. So I get to, I'm liking it.
Both worlds.
Okay, you would want to see it, right?
And I really like the fabric. And this is a fabric she chose from her stash, which is going back to our earlier conversation about how we say...
to buy. Well, this was a gift. This was from Julie.
No, but it was in your stash.
Yeah.
You did a big project with fabric.
I was going to buy a piece of fabric. When I bought this a couple weeks ago, the chart, I was going to...
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. I went and I bought the chart, and they had the pack of Aldani, so I didn't want to buy... Convenient, okay? Like 3 strands, you put it off the roll. If you haven't stitched with Aldani on the rolls, like you should. It's real, in my experience, it is very good. I know some people have their own opinions about it, and I know at one point I did too, but I am telling you, it is working out really well. It is not shredding. It's really, really great.
The fabric you work on,
it makes a big difference, I think, for sure. And also, I think in the other fabric that I used, I was taking a thread out because it comes off the ball in 3 strands, and I was stitching 32 count. And so
You're using 3 strands?
No, I took a strand off, and so it weakened because it's kind of intertwined on the ball. Anyways.
Rosewood Manor has beautiful patterns. So many of them.
I am almost done page 1. So I love the color. I love the variegation. I love the fabric. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, that's a really nice fabric.
And I really am having a really good time stitching it. Not because I want to keep it, because I'm doing it for somebody else. And I'm really happy that...
Love the colors. This has been on my wish list for a while.
Well, you can stitch it after me if you want.
That is the cue.
And my husband is just like loving it and looking every day at what I'm doing and my progress, and he's super interested, and he's like super flattered that I'm doing this for his parents, and it's worth every stitch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
It's worth every stitch, and I'm loving it, and I can't wait to give it to them. And please hold me to that.
Well, now that he's on your case too about it.
No. I'm giving it to them.
Like,
100%.
sorry, I mean like interested.
Yeah. No, but I bought it for them, and I bought all the threads for them, and I picked the fabric with them in mind. And
Because it's neutral.
They just did massive renovations that took over a year in their house. It's absolutely gorgeous, yeah. And so I can't wait for them to hang it up. I can't wait. So that's a WIP, and that's a major WIP. The one hard part, I'm kind of over it though, is
gotten past it?
Gotten past this one component of stitching for somebody else. And because I chose something so big, is that I feel like I have a deadline, so I don't really want to spend my time stitching something else. And I have so many patterns that I want to stitch. Like so many other autumn things that I want to stitch. So many other wintry things that I would like to stitch. Christmas things that I want to start stitching. I can't really do any of that until I get this done. This is priority number 1. This has to be done.
9 pages, you got
by
that.
Christmas. We're seeing them Christmas Day. So this has to be done
and framed
professionally.
That might be they always have a cutoff date to receive it by Christmas. They'll give you
I'm telling you, I'm going to get this done.
Well, you should look into that.
I did debate doing a piece of the chart. I'll get this done.
Stay tuned.
Believe in me.
Stay tuned. Give her words of encouragement.
So, the next chart that I'm working on that's fairly large which I've obviously stopped working on it now that I wanted to get this done for Halloween. It's not going to happen because I'm doing Autumn Quaker. But, that's okay.
Do you like the other one?
I have lots of years.
Do you like the other ones? The Christmas Quaker is really nice. Or Winter Quaker?
Oh yeah, they're all nice. Oh yeah. And the nice thing about these Rosewood Manor charts is that you can use them for other things with the motifs. I think there's some napkin ring suggestions. I mean, I'm not going to do napkin rings. No offense if you like napkin rings. I wouldn't stitch something to put it on the table to get dirty with people's greasy hands. You know what I mean? I'd be like paranoid the whole dinner that somebody would wreck my thing I made. Okay. So I'm doing Not Forgotten Farm, which is in the air. I got this from McKenna's Attic Last Chance Needlework sale site, which I have to admit, I put myself on a little timeout from that site.
I took myself off the timeout.
Me too. I almost bought some things
after
today.
we got back from New Jersey because we lost our
I almost
minds a
bought
little
some
bit.
things. I don't know. I gotta think about it.
We lost our minds. So then we both on Facebook muted the buy and sells. I think I'm back on all of them.
Me too.
And I made some purchases.
Me too.
Because it's discounted. You're helping another stitcher with funds to buy something else.
Totally.
Win-win. It's fantastic. Like, how did we stitch without social media?
I know. Well, that's why our stash is so crazy, and that's why I had to get an app to keep track of all the things that I stitched.
Yeah, you did.
I'm stitching this. What am I stitching this on? You always know. 22 count hard hanger. It's called Gold.
Very descriptive. That's more like a yellow.
I'm not going to take it off the Q-snap, but you get the hint. And I'm stitching this. Obviously, it's hard hanger, so it's just like Ada.
And you are stitching it with 2 strands? 2 over 2?
Yes. I wish I didn't start with 2 because look how dense
anchor
it
black.
is. Look how dense it is. Like, it's so hard to get some of the stitches in, but I'm going to finish this. It's not going to be this year, but I'm okay with that. Whatever. I can stitch.
Well, that's the width of it, right? Is this the bottom?
It's not, it's almost to the bottom, I think. I forget.
Okay.
It's coming along really well. It's just really dense, and it's a lot of fun. I really like this piece, but
The anchor black, even in person, coverage is fantastic.
so that's my next big one. I feel like I have a lot of whips, and I clearly don't, because there are more people that have more than me.
Compare yourself to other people. You stitch on what you want.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
And this one's quick. It looks like it's not, but it's... This is my Pattern of the Month series. 1, 2, 3.
Just show the back of it.
So I've done Life is a Journey, Take Time for Yourself, and what's the last one? Enjoy the Little Things. I've shown this lots of times. And I've recently finished the 3rd block. So I'm chugging along. And what I'm doing is, when I'm finished the block, then I go on to something else.
See, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's a good stopping point.
So there's my last one. Enjoy the little things.
And you are using dark cobblestone, right?
Yep. 32
I
count.
really like dark cobblestone.
Oh, I love this. You know what? I kind of want... So, okay, see, this is where the timelines. I really would love to do another block on this, and I don't have time. I have to do my Christmas stitching.
This needs to be framed.
Oh, for sure. I'm getting it professionally framed. For sure. So, there's that. Is that the last thing?
Your blackbird.
Yes, then that's the last thing. And then my blackbird design, which I'm allowing myself every Wednesday for a new stitching group. We go on Wednesday for a new stitching group. Okay, where's the chart? This is quick. I got this from McKennas Site too. Blackbird design, Thistle Manor. And one thing I love so many things about McKennas Site and McKenna. But one thing that I love is that, like, I can't go into my needle workshop and see this chart. I can't go into my needle workshop and get that Not Forgotten Farm piece pattern. So I really like that McKenna's posting, like, really unique pieces, and that's hence the reason why I went on today to look, and
You said there's things that
I want.
piquing your interest?
That's piquing my interest. I'm doing this on 32 count... Oh, I don't know. It's 32 count Silvery Moon. And I'm using a Silks for You skein. And I don't know the number. I don't know what dye lot it is. But if you're interested, I can show you the bag quickly.
What did you say? What thread you're using?
It's a Silks for You thread.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous floss. Oh,
You won this, right?
it is so soft. I wish you all could reach over and touch this. This is just...
May I touch it?
Of course.
Yeah, that's silk. Silk is like
Hands are dry.
warm butter.
Oh, it's amazing. And I lately have, because I've been using specialty floss, like I've been playing Major Thread Chicken and it's very thrilling. Okay. So that's my little that's my little travel project. Always been cross stitch, ABC. And I'm loving all my stitching life. So that's that.
All right, those are your whips. So
those are our whips and our finishes.
Whips and our finishes for the last couple months. And yeah, so we are just under an hour, 55 minutes. So we're probably going to cut the video here.
I think that's a good, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we'll film another one and post it as well. And that video is going to encompass a local day retreat that we've recently done, organized by Crafty Kim. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a stitchy group that we found, that we alluded to a few times this evening. I call it group. We're going to group.
We're going to group.
We'll talk about that, and then we had a stitchy day. I took a vacation day, and so did Kim, Crafty Kim. She lives in our area, and we went and had a stitchy day. Lots of haul. We will talk about that. So if those things aren't your jam, then that will be a separate video, and we may have a giveaway as well in that particular video. So you'll have to see at some point during that video. So we don't know when it'll be posted up compared to when this is going up. This is Flosstube 13. So anything else to add about these issues? Hope everyone is having some time to stitch now that the cooler weather is coming for a lot of us. So we'll put it there. So my name is Alison.
I'm Jen.
And on Flosstube, we're Stitching Social. But on Instagram, I am Strawberry Stitcher, all one word.
And I'm Simply X Stitchin'.
And that's us. So
that's us, folks.
We will see you soon. Happy stitching.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.